Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Leadership Academy. Today, we're going to have a very inspiring session. We're going to talk about secrets of great leaders in history. And this session is going to be followed by 5 more sessions over this weekend, where from the bottom of my heart, I can promise you that after this weekend, you're going to be left inspired. You're going to have some of your beliefs challenged, questioned. You're going to shift some of your beliefs only if you allow us to share this information in a way that you are open to this. Today, we're also going to have a very special guest joining us in a few minutes who will help you to understand what really impacts our emotional state. As a leader in our life, professional and personal, we need to be able to lead ourselves first before we start leading others. And leading by example is what really makes that leader truly effective and inspirational. So, what we're going to be sharing with you today and over this weekend is something that you have never heard or seen before. So, first of all, I wanted to welcome all of you here, and I want you to say hello in the chat box. So, the more you participate in these sessions for the next couple of days, the more you're going to retain this information. And I would like to encourage you to ask questions. I would like to encourage you to take notes. Maybe there's going to be a statement or an idea that will trigger your thinking. Maybe even during today's session, when you listen to us, you will think of certain concepts. And you may pause for a second, and your mind may take you into that place of reflection. And that's where real thinking happens. This is where creative thinking happens. So, over the period of next 2 days, we're going to be talking about what real thinking is. Thinking, as my mentor used to say, is the hardest work of all. My name is Alexandra Minto, and I'm an executive coach and mentor. And I've been in this business for nearly 7 years. And as my mentor, Bob Proctor, used to say, is it important to have a mentor? Is it important to be on this path of personal growth and development? And he used to say that you might be successful without having a mentor or without being surrounded by people who really encourage you and inspire you all the time. However, you will never really stretch yourself beyond your imagination. And this is exactly what I have experienced in the past 6 years. So about 2015, I started to work with Bob Proctor, and I was personally mentored by the best people out there. And the topics we're going to be sharing with you today, the secrets of all great minds in history. This is not my information. I didn't generate this information. This is the information passed from generation to generation and goes as long as we remember. This is the information where 100 years ago, Andrew Carnegie, the richest man in the world, sat down with Napoleon Hill, a very young reporter, and said to him, "Are you willing to commit the next 25 years of your life and interview 25,000 the most successful men and women, and then put that information onto public?" I believe, as Andrew Carnegie said, that this information is so important, and this information is not taught in no formal education. So what I would encourage you to do today and over this weekend is to get rid of all your distractions. Give us 100% of your attention. and really listen and start thinking. And when ideas come to your mind about your life, instead of rejecting it straight away, make a note of this idea. Instead of rejecting it straight away and saying, this is impossible, there's no way I can make it happen, just write it down and start entertaining this idea. Because that idea is the process of creation, the beginning of creation. So today, what we're going to talk about might be the beginning of this incredible journey for yourself. Maybe you have been on this journey for a while. Maybe you've been a part of personal growth and development training, events. Maybe you read certain books that help you to understand the purpose of your life. Maybe you're really actively looking for that purpose, because even though you've had a very good career and maybe you are having a very good personal life, there's something within yourself that from time to time, that inner quiet voice is telling you, maybe there's something more out there. Even though I like my job, maybe I'm ready to have my own business. Maybe I'll be good at it, maybe. And that inner voice of you is your intuition. This is a huge part of your being. And if you ignore this voice, it's almost like you're saying no to your own growth. Because in the end, you are a spiritual being, and that spirit always wants to grow and expand. So for some of you who have already accomplished a lot, and you may think, well, this is me, this is done, I've done my best, maybe in the company I'm at the highest level now, and why would I want more? That inner voice that's telling maybe there is more out there is who you really are, is the truth of who you really are. Because your life's purpose is to grow and expand continuously. And when you do that, when you really do that, when you invest in yourself time and money, not only you're going to help yourself to understand what is the real purpose of your life, but you can also pass this information on to your employees, onto your children, onto your family and friends. How many of you is already successful, or how many of you knows people who are very successful, and when you ask that person or you ask yourself how you made it happen, how many of you can just say, well, you just have to work hard and it happens? How many of you is able to explain the process of creation, the process of getting towards your goal? How many of you go after something which you think you can get, rather than going after something that you truly desire? How many of you have those dreams where maybe some time ago you were really entertaining them, and then that dream fizzled away because life got really busy and you thought, you can't have it all. I should be happy with what I have. Just like my mentor used to say in the past, yes, you should be happy with what you have, but never satisfied, because dissatisfaction is the beginning of the creative thinking. This is where, if you're not satisfied, fully satisfied with your current results, either is your finance, maybe you like your job, but maybe financially feel that you are worth more. Maybe sometimes you hear stories of these millionaires, billionaires, and you just think, well, it's not for me. It's just for this special group of people. And you never really think about, why not you? Why not you? What's the real difference between people who have this billion-dollar business or income and the 97% of population? Because the truth is, 97% of population is stuck. and 3% of population earns the 97% of all the money that's being earned. What's the difference between those two groups of people? Let us know in the chat box. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? What is the difference between these two groups of people? Whatever comes to your mind, this is your belief. So let us know what you think, because I would love to hear from you. There's lots of hellos and really great to have you with us, guys. Fantastic. So why do you believe certain people earn 97% of all the money that's been earned, and the 97% of people are stuck with that average income? It is all about how the person thinks. Thinking, as I said already, is the hardest of work. And thinking is a part of you from the moment you wake up till the moment you go to bed. So now when we talk about secrets of the great minds in history, those great minds in history, Einstein, Tesla, Ford, Edison, and many, many more, Carnegie, Napoleon Hill, they might have disagreed on everything else, but there was one statement they did agree on, all of them. And that statement says, you become what you think about most of the time. So the question I usually ask my clients is, are you a leader or a follower in your life? And then I have all sorts of questions. Some of my clients say, I am a leader. Some of my clients say, well, I'm a follower. Some of my clients say I'm a bit of both. And the truth is, you cannot be a great, effective leader. You must be first a very intelligent follower. So you have to be open to different ways of thinking. You have to be really open to the ways you do things on a daily basis. You have to understand there's something within yourself that almost has an exclusive control over your behavior. And this is what we're going to be explaining today and over the next 5 sessions. Today, I would love to bring my special guest, Christelle, and she will help you to understand how emotions are formed, and she'll give you a couple of tools you can start using straight away to become in control of your emotions. So let's say hello to Christelle. Hello, Christelle.
Well, good morning, Alex. Can you hear me okay?
Good morning. I can hear you okay. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Sure, thank you.
And could you tell us a little bit about yourself? What do you do?
Of course. So, first and foremost, I am an inspiring, loving, and connected leader. So, I went through a training that allowed me to go through my divine nature and discover some of those keywords that we get what we think about. If I keep thinking that and believing that, I become it. So, that has been my mantra and my intention for my way of living for the last, I would say, 3 years now, specifically with those words. And so, that's my divine nature, I would say. And I'm an originator as far as a mortgage, so I help clients get to the closing table. And specifically now, I work with divorce clients, so people who are going through emotions. Speaking of emotions, and it's not like, oh, I'm excited to buy the next house. It's like, oh my gosh, I hate this person, or it does all those high emotions of so many years of being married to now I have to buy a house. And Christelle comes into the picture, helping with the process of going to closing, but also empowering someone to know, you know what, there is another way besides what you've experienced before. So that's what I do in my professional life as an originator, helping people get a financing, but being on their side to help them move through all those different emotions that they may experience. I'm also an energy practitioner with quantum energy infusion, and that's where I really learned all those tools. I've been in the energy work for a long time, Reiki and energy healing, so many words and ways. But I really I actually got certified for 2-year training of quantum energy infusion. That's where I learned some of those techniques that many of you may have already heard about. tapping, emotion codes that we'll go over today, chakras that we'll go over tomorrow. So that's in a nutshell who I am. I live in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Living my best life by the water. I denied myself for the ocean, which I'm originally from the island. And now every time I work in my place, which is not necessarily huge, I look around, it's not huge, but it's me. It feels good. So that's in a nutshell, Christelle.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And we've known each other for a few years now, and we started working together a few years ago. And Christelle used to be my client, and this is how we met. And then what happened is even when we stopped working, pardon?
Yeah, go ahead.
Even when we stopped working together, I remember you never stopped your growth. You went off and kept growing, and you kept learning new things and finding your life purpose and making it more clear to yourself. And the things you've done were pretty incredible. I remember where you were a mortgage consultant years ago, and then you basically decided you're not going to be tied onto a location. You're just going to do what you've always had a desire to do, which is travel and work. And this is perhaps something that many people have as a dream, but they always think they can't make it happen because they tied up to a location, because they have to be in the office. You, on the other hand, made that decision and you made it happen. And I was watching you because we were in touch every few months, and I was watching you and I was thinking, you are literally living your life the way you want to do. So it's very inspiring, Christelle. And you've done so many incredible stuff since. And my question to you is, which might help our audience as well. Maybe this is something that many people think of. Maybe this is something that many people desire, to have that freedom. And there's something that's stopping them. And have you always been that strong and effective leader in your life? Have you always done what you've always wanted?
No, because I would not have lived in Atlanta 26 years. So no, that has definitely been a journey. And I actually never thought of myself as a leader before, until I started doing the work. And this is me. I get to lead my life. I get to design it. So nope, it's a work in progress, and definitely an evolution with trainings, with yours and other trainings. So yes, it hasn't always been that way.
Okay. And would you say, just quickly, what has helped you to develop those leadership skills for yourself? What has helped you to, in a nutshell, because obviously we have limited time today, and as we know, we could just go on about this for probably an hour. But in a nutshell, what would you say has helped you to develop those leadership skills for yourself, for your own life and decision-making process?
So if everybody can read your title, it has your name, and then it says mindset coach. That's what has helped me. Mindset and having a coach to help me in the process. I've actually always signed up and made a commitment to myself to continuously grow and continuously learn something new. Sometimes my physical body tells me, Christelle, it's enough, but I know that learning and evolving and growing is really my purpose. Life lessons constantly in the learning process. So mindset is the foundation for me. And I know that if I'm going through something, like I just got a job transition at the beginning of the year, and it's been challenging. I just knew it was my mindset. But of course, we're humans too. So there's that time frame of adjusting and creating a new belief. So for me, my belief has been the difference. It's, what do I believe? If I'm not getting the result that I want, it's, what am I believing right now? Like, I'm doing some work, videos to realtors right now, and I'm like, should I send it to this person? I'm like, what are you believing, Krista? You're not worthy enough. Like, it still comes up no matter how much work, because there's different aspects of my life that I still get to strengthen. I still get to gain that confidence. However confident I can seem and be, and I know I'm confident, but there are other aspects that sometimes that's creep up in my belief and paradigm. It's like I get to shift that belief.
That's incredible. And thank you so much for sharing, because that is exactly what is a huge and very important characteristic of a great, inspirational, and effective leader. Great leaders in history have never stopped learning. So great leaders are always learners. There's no end to it. It's not just like someone who will have a 3-year degree or 5-year degree and have a master and that's it, job is done. I'm done when it comes to learning in my life. Great leaders will never stop learning and expanding their awareness and consciousness. And that's why they are great leaders, because they always be better, do more. And because they're leading by example, they inspire other people. So those followers follow them because they want to, because they have that amazing inspiration by the leader, and they literally have that motivation, because when they are around them, they feel like they know where they're going. So, based on your experience, Christelle, what would you say are the three most important characteristics of an effective leader?
So it's a very broad word, communication, right? Communication is can come in so many ways and so many aspects. But communication in the sense of being able to listen. So if I'm leading a group, so not just my life, but leading a group or even a relationship with my boyfriend, any relationship or any ways, like any aspect of life, communication by listening and truly getting the person. And it's still something that I'm working on, which is why I just got my certification for divorce professional, because there's a way of listening to those people who are facing a divorce. So it's in the listening and acknowledging, no matter if I agree or not, acknowledging. So as a leader, if your leader is able to acknowledge, I heard you, I got you, or I see you, based on how the person communicates, because I can be coming from um, words of I hear this, or Alex, I heard you say that, or Alex, I saw you, or so those are key of how the person operates. So if an effective leader can actually get this person is more of a visual, is more of a auditorial, or is more of a kinesthetic. I can't remember how to say that word, but really the touching, the feeling. And then you can connect as long as the person can say the other side, say, you know what, you got me. That leader is effective in getting the person and still can share, well, have you thought, I invite you. So it's the words, the power of words, like so many books about words, communication in the listening and being able to actually empower the person. And then another one for me is coming from the heart, being humble. Like no matter what training, what I've gotten, is being able to really acknowledge the person and inspiring them from where they are, knowing that whoever they are, however they are, there is a divine nature in them. There is, even if I don't use the word divine, there is their gift, there is what they bring to the table. But getting that person to believe that. I remember my first job, this manager, she saw beyond what I thought I could do, because I had just started working in my professional career. And I was like, she sees me being a manager. She sees me like and being able to inspire someone to see beyond, which is what a coach does, seeing greater than who that person currently is. Um, and what would be my third point? Let's see. Trusting. I'm having a hard time sometimes with managers. A lot of managers, people have a lot of leader manager titles, but they're not necessarily what I will consider as a really an effective leader. But that's because I like to trust in them. Like their words are not, they don't have integrity. They're not following through with their words. Um, so trusting that when I share something with a leader, he has my back. So all those to me, they are getting the person to feel seen, heard, and then inspiring them to go in a certain direction.
Perfect. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much. And for our audience, I mean, obviously, if you are listening to this session and you've got any comments or any questions during this session, please put your comment or question in the chat box, because we would love to hear from you. And also, if you're just listening, I would like you to really think about your own life. If you are in a leadership in your own profession, so maybe you are a manager, maybe you are a leader, pause for a moment and think about what was the leader in your own life that was inspiring you. And also the things that we talk about here, think about, am I doing this, am I good at it, am I actually letting my employees to feel important, to feel that they're understood, they're heard, because all of this is so incredibly important. And for those of you who might not be in a leadership role professionally yet, I would like you to really remember that you are still a leader. Every single one of us is a leader, because you are leading yourself in your own life. So every day, from the moment you wake up, you lead yourself to get up and get dressed and go to work and do your best. And you are a leader always. You might be a leader at work, you might be a leader at home as a parent, as a guardian, but you always are a leader. And like we've mentioned at the beginning of this workshop, is that first of all, in order to be a great leader, we must first become very intelligent followers. So we must be open to new ideas, must be open to new information, must be open to certain feedback rather than take it in a very negative way. So, as we know, all of these characteristics are very important. And in order to be a very effective leader, a leader that people really want to follow because they feel inspired, that leader also has to have a vision. They have to know where they're going, and they have to remember that sometimes the results are not visible just yet. So they have to lead from that vision through the use of imagination. And they need to really show that vision and communicate that vision. As Christelle said, communication is so important. They need to communicate that vision in a calm and effective way. So being a leader who is calm will then really develop that trust in employees, because nobody wants to work with someone who just comes to work and every day they are in a different mood. Sometimes they're happy, sometimes they're depressed, sometimes they shout, sometimes they're calm. Nobody would be inspired by that person. That would be petrifying, right? So a very great effective leader is someone who communicates that vision with calmness. That itself could be very tricky because, as we know, life sometimes is very unpredictable. And it doesn't matter what happens to us because all sorts of things happen, but it all depends on how we respond to it. So, being in control of your own emotions, being that calm person that is always put together and really develops that trust in your followers is the key. So right now, I would like to ask Christelle to share with a couple of tools she's been using and she's learned how to use. And she'll share these tools with you right now, how to understand your emotions and how to be in control of your own emotions. So doesn't no matter what happens outside of you, no matter what happens in your situations, you always respond to that situation with calmness. Christelle?
Thank you, Alex. So I actually forgot to ask you if I have ability to share on the screen. If
Yes,
not, it's okay.
I think.
There
Can
we
you?
go.
Yes, you
Yes.
can. Right? Let me see. I can't see anything. Just 1 second, please. I need to make sure. Um, okay. Can you see what you've shared? Because I can't see anything yet.
Not yet. Hold on 1 second, because it's only showing me my entire screen or window.
Mm,
Okay, so this is a bit different.
no, try again,
I
please. Because
won't be able to do it this way. Yeah, I think. Okay, no worries.
sorry,
Uh,
we'll work it out for tomorrow. Okay, so
no,
tomorrow.
actually email them to you, so when I start, you can share them for me. Can I
Okay.
email them to you? Okay, awesome. So I'm first going to speak about tapping. So some of you may have already experienced tapping, and one quick second. Send this to Alex. There we go. And I'm actually going to stand up because energy moves. So you want to be in a position of, there we go. So you should have it, Alex. When you can share it. So first I want to go ahead and talk about field thought therapy. So when you are doing your gratitude, let's say you write your gratitude daily, or you write your goals, or you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh my gosh, I was not rested. Or even right now, it's like I'm on this call, but so much emotion, so much coming up for me. So this is where you actually want to bring up all that's frustrating you. Okay, this is not where we're going to sugarcoat it of, oh, but I'm a good person. This is not about that. This is where you get to curse. This is where you get to let it all go. So the field thought therapy is with the breath. Before we move to each point that I'm going to share with you, you are actually speaking of all that's frustrating. It could be a situation, it could be, I don't know what's going on, but there's something that's bothering me. So let's imagine this morning I woke up, which I had a good sleep, but I woke up this morning, it's just about 7:30. And it's like, my gosh, why am I on this call with Alex? Why am I sharing again? Why am I putting myself through all this? So instead of having this going and going in my head, sometimes when we start that, it just keeps on going and never stops. Deep breath with the intention of letting go. What is coming up? So you tap right here, first point, your eyebrow. So we're going to tap on the eyebrow. Then we're going to tap on the cheek. Those are some meridian points. So this is where the gallbladder starts. This is just the stomach. And then we're going to go with the collarbone. And then we're going to go right here on the and the collarbone is basically the kidney. So emotions are trapped into the body, into organs. Right here on the side is the spleen. So those are points. The spleen is for emotions, how we actually process emotions, how we process food, metabolism. Okay. And then I'll go through the last point. So you first breathe, you get present to, all right, I'm just cannot believe I have to be on an early call. And this is like, why I keep doing this to myself? Oh my gosh, this manager that I work with, he is just frustrating me every day. Like, you really want to go ahead and tap, breathe, and then you bring it up to your cheek. So whatever is coming up for you, am I still there, Alex? So not that one, the other. There you go, that feel thought therapy. So whatever's coming up, and you can do this with me right now. So standing up. So let's go ahead and start again. So the first point. Oh my gosh, I'm traveling tomorrow. It's gonna have to deal with all of those people, the travelers who are wearing masks, not wearing masks. Why am I doing this to myself? Why did I decide to go to Panama last minute? This is actually happening for me tomorrow. And then you go on your cheeks right here. So at least if we can just focus on the left one, the feel thought therapy, that would be great. So right here on the cheeks, right below the eyes. Breathing in the spleen, which is where we are processing our emotions and metabolism. Oh my goodness, I'm going to see my sister-in-law tomorrow. Is she going to be on time when she picks me up at the airport? Oh my gosh, I can't wait to make it straight there. Breathe in, bring it to your collarbone. Why did I decide to travel for 3 days? Is the bed going to be firm? Am I going to have the right pillow? This is really annoying me that I just made that decision last minute. I'm doing this. Okay, but you know what? So you stay right here. And something I should have shared with you first. So we use the body to actually test to see where we at. So we're going to test, and I'll share that in a moment. And you're going to make a statement. My frustration has gone down 2 points or more. If your body is moving forward, so moving forward is basically your body saying yes. Moving backward, it's no. So if you've gone down 2 points or more as you're testing, you go with what's called the gamut points, which is basically between your little finger and your middle finger. So Alex, if you can just go ahead and just put me back on the screen normal, I think that would be great. I'm not sure if I'm fully or not. Sorry. There we go. So it's going to be right here in between, and you're going to tap here. So I'm holding thumb here and then the other side. And I want you to breathe. When we go through the next one, it's going to be more flow. I want you to look forward at the wall across, because now we're going to use our eyes, not the head, the eyes to process and let go all that we just brought up to the surface. Close your eyes, still using the pressure points. Open your eyes, still looking forward. Drop your eyes to the left side of your shoulder. Slowly come back to the center. Drop it to the right side, back to the center. Some people are sensitive to energy. You may start feeling a shift. Bring up your eyebrow, your eyes to the ceiling, and then you're going to roll your eyes on one side of the room, and then switch to the other side, scanning the room. Okay. Now we're going to hum, and then count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So this is just a quick way that you may be like driving in the car and you're frustrated. So you can use one hand on the wheel and just start tapping. Oh my gosh, why are those drivers like this? I cannot really breathe though. I can't believe I'm in this traffic again. I'm going to be late. And then you can go to the side. Why? Oh my goodness, traffic all the time driving down to Miami. Now you may not be able to do the other points, but at least you are touching gallbladder, your stomach, your spleen, your kidney, And then you breathing through it and you're expressing it. If possible, do it out loud, because as you speak it out, you're moving that energy from your inner, from your head, from your body, and out in the field and letting go. Okay. Again, this is not where, yes, but traffic is like this, but I'll be okay. This is not where we sugarcoat it and we try. This is afterwards. You do the gratitude. This is like letting all come up and release. All right. So let's do one more time this way. So, all right, I'm going to start. And sometimes I don't even know, and it starts to come, right? So, breathing in. I am the worst leader. Like, I just totally failed with my niece of speaking to her and communicating. All that I shared with the group yesterday, and now I'm with her and I'm not communicating effectively. I cannot believe I'm not a good leader. This is really frustrating me. I am not doing what I said I would do. Breathing in. She was crying and I did not know how to calm her down. Like, I am not able to lead her. Like, this is really annoying the heck out of me to be this way. Breathing in. When will I be a good leader? I mean, when is going to be my turn? Like, seriously, when is this going to be? Breathing in and tapping again on the kidney. I guess one day will be my day, but today is not, I guess. Wow, 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 wow. And you just stop. Like, I'm personally just feeling like all the tingling in my head of tapping, because you're waking up all those different points in the body. You speaking into what is coming up. And sometimes I surprise myself. Like, I'm making it up a little bit right now because I haven't seen my niece, but you will see that you can take a moment. I've literally done this before. Go into the bathroom and say, this is not working. Like, and I start tapping and I start speaking. Now, what I was doing earlier, well, let me do the last point. So again, this is just a quick intro, so you know there are tools. So you tap right here in between. You look forward, close your eyes, drop the eyes on one side, drop the eyes on the other side, over your shoulder, come back to the center, and roll, scanning the side of the room, rolling the other side, humming, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then once you've actually done it, you know you're clear. There's a last point to do. So you go ahead and hold this point again. Now you're still keeping your head straight. You're not moving the head. You're dropping the eyes on the floor, and you're going to scan the room forward. So scan into the wall, going up the wall, and then through the ceiling, go into your eyeball. This is going to be uncomfortable, but let your eyes go all the way to the back of your head if possible, however far it goes. All right, so key points: breath in between each sessions that you do, or each tapping. What I was doing earlier, I was mentioning, so you want to start practicing. You know, when they say we all have the answers within, but how do you know what the answer is? It starts to start having confidence when your inner self is speaking to you from a divine, from the abundant, from that love, from that infinite intelligence. So I get to test. My name is Christelle. It might freak you out, but test it. My name is Alex, and it goes back. So when I do the tapping, I get to test if my points have gone 2 points or not. If they haven't, that means there's more to speak from that point. If it's gone more than 2 points, because it's a scale from 0 to 10, then I know I can go ahead and start doing the gamut point. And then you start going down. And it's amazing how you may feel it energetically, you may feel it physically, or you may not even feel physically, but you sense something is different, or people respond to you differently. Okay, so this is a quick physical thought field therapy, so by tapping. But then the other one now, Alex, do we want to talk about the emotion code right this minute?
Well, it's up to you, Christelle. We'll still have a session tomorrow. We have probably about 5-7 minutes left. It's up to you.
Let me go ahead and do it quickly, because we're talking about emotion and tomorrow we're just a focus chakra. Could you bring the one that says emotion code, just the chart on the screen? So emotion code is Dr. Nelson who developed this chart, and you use again your body to see where is that emotion. What is that emotion that it's me? I don't know what it is. It's something, right? And you use your body and that chart. And I'm going to go through right now. So I've already tested them. Thank you, Alex. So you can see there's a column A, column B, and basically you're going to test. So I've already tested. You may feel like, well, I don't know if I'm doing this right. Of course, you want to have with a practitioner to help you and guide you, to teach you. But this is introduction. And if it interests you, like some people are saying, amazing, oh, I love this, this may be something you look into. So I'm going to test my name. I already tested. So I have a trap emotion in column A. No. I have a trap emotion in column B. Yes. An odd row. No. Even row. Yes. Row 2. No. Row 4. Yes. So of row 4, is it depression? No. Frustration? No. Indecisiveness? Yes. So then I can go in the definition of the book and see what does that mean and start tapping again. You read it, you see what it says and say, wow, I connect with this. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go to Panama, if I'm flying, if I'm not, that indecisiveness. All right, so now there are ways to release. I'm going to show you just one. Probably have heard of chakra. So we're going to start at the first chakra. So we're going to start really at the lower part. Okay, tapping here and bringing it up. You can actually let go of the screen, the chart. Thank you. And then we're going to bring it up here. All right, so we're going bringing the energy up and releasing it out. So I completely release indecisiveness. Right.
Okay, I think we've lost Christelle for 1 second. Hopefully not too long. I think maybe her connection is a little bit trying to catch up. So hopefully she'll come back with us any second now. Uh, During the time when she is gone, I would love to hear from you. How did you enjoy it? I absolutely loved it. And I've worked with Christelle when it comes to the energy for some time now. Like I said, Christelle's journey of personal growth and development has never stopped. Even when we stopped working together as a mentor and client, she literally gone on to the journey of continuous growth and development. And as you know, for those of you who have been on this journey for some time, this is a never ending journey. It's not like we were raised to believe that all you have to do is just to get a degree, get that title, get that piece of paper. This journey of your own personal growth and development as a leader in your own life and in your personal professional life, in order to be leading other people, you have to continuously work on your growth, on expansion of your awareness. And what I also wanted to say, so I can see lots of fantastic feedback. So love it, amazing, really, really good. For those of you who joined us a little bit too late, the replay will be available and you can watch it for the next 5 days. So obviously today's session is the very beginning of this leadership academy. We may not have Christelle back on time. However, she will be back with us tomorrow at 12 p.m. UK time, so session number 3. And today, what I would like to do before we wrap up the session, I would like to once again ask you that question. Are you a leader or are you a follower in your life? Feel free to share with us. And like I said to you at the beginning of my session, my clients sometimes say they are a leader. Some of them say they are a follower. The truth is, in life, you have to be a bit of both. Sometimes you need to be a leader. You need to literally say to yourself, I'm going to make it happen. You give yourself a command. This is self-discipline. You wake up in the morning and you say, get up, get dressed, let's go to do some work. Or sometimes you have to be a follower. You have to be open to new ideas, to new learning. You should never stop learning because this is where your consciousness is expanding. This is where your awareness is expanding. So if there was a secret to great leaders, to be a very great and effective leader, the secret is that every leader should generate an atmosphere which offers very safe, ease, and appreciation. So environment that offers that appreciation, ease, and feeling heard, just like Christelle said a few minutes ago. An effective leader also has to be a great and strong generator. So you need to have an idea you work towards. You can't just be going on a hit and miss basis. It doesn't work. And when you follow certain leaders, when you observe certain leaders, those leaders who have an incredible crowd of followers are leaders with an idea. That idea may not have visible result just yet, but that leader knows that there is something more to life than just the visible world. And those leaders are aware that in order to lead, you have to work from within. You can't just be relying on the seen forces. The power is within you, but the power is based on unseen forces. What those forces are and how to really develop them in yourself, because you already have it. You were born with it. It's not that you need to gain something. You already have everything you need. All you need to do is to recognize it and bring it to the surface. And in the next few sessions, we will help you to recognize the greatness within yourself, to work with those unseen forces. And this is something that children are very good at. You were also very good at this when you were a young child. And unfortunately, that was very discouraged later on. And we'll talk about these unseen forces and how to really bring it to the surface. An effective leader doesn't have an ego problem. It does not compete with others. He or she creates. And if there is a leader, or if you're a business owner and you compete with another leader or another business, you are never in a creative state. The only way to be in a creative state where you create ideas, something that has never taken place before, you need to be literally be aware that there is more than enough for everyone rather than compete, because your business to the next level is going to take your clients away. If you are in that competitive state of mind, you're literally sabotaging your success and you are never in a creative state of mind. So, what I would like to leave you with today is the moment of self-reflection. I would like you to really think about what Christelle had showed you. And I would like you to really start applying those principles, because these are powerful principles. This is something that each and one of you can do straight away to release that negative emotion, to really understand how your own thinking impacts your emotions and how your emotions then dictate your behavior. And with that note, I wanted to thank you for being here with us today. And I hope to see you with our next session starting at 7 p.m. UK time today. And later on, we're going to be talking about psychology behind confidence. So we'll give you lots of examples. We'll have another special guest today. And for those of you who really loved the session with Christelle, we'll be back with her tomorrow at 12 p.m. UK time, where she'll share more energy work with us and she'll talk about chakras. So if you do have any questions, meanwhile, please do either contact me directly or put the questions in the chat box, and I'm going to answer all of them within the next few hours. So thank you so much for being here with us, and I look forward to see you in a couple of hours. Take care.